this I Am website that he, together with Barbara Banco, created in Italy half a year ago. So back to you, Mark.
Oh yeah, well, that was just a short introduction. If you have any question, I can answer, but it's been quite a lovely journey. At that time, I was just back from America, where I spent my last 25 years as a creative artist. And I met again Barbara after many years last September. And the first time we met was about 7-8 years ago, and we were already talking about the OPPT, but we felt it was a little bit still a far away idea. But when we met this September, we really felt a strong vibrancy about actually we had a sense of urgency, because we felt that what was occurring, and so I asked Barbara to just wait for my work for a couple of months. So I spent a couple of months to design the website, to put my picture and everything else. And then we produced a few videos, so where there are interviews and all that. And then after that, everything exploded. We had a massive amount of responses in the thousands and thousands in Italy. And we started to travel basically town to town, city to city every weekend. We just came back from Genova. Before we were in Turin, in Milan. And this week is in Tuscany. Next week is going to do Sardinia, and then Sicily, and then Rome. And every time is a packet of about 200-300 people that wait for us, and we just share the idea of sovereignty, both from the legal point of view, which is mostly Barbara work, and from the let's say consciousness point of view, which is more my work. So we combine this information because one is completely I could say is the documents cannot work if you don't reach a good level of consciousness. If you don't embrace them first at the spiritual level, they will not work. So the OPPT document are not savior, are not here to save us, are here to trigger the process of remembering who we are, so that we can embrace the sovereignty ourselves. And then, of course, they also support us in the legal issue that we have with the abusiveness of the system, which is right now is doing an amazing job to wake up the masses.
Yes, it's perfect timing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
wow.
It's also wonderful to, when you realize that you can step out of the system, it's just, you start, really flying.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing all this spiritual work for such a long time, and actually, like I say, yeah, say it again, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say the real good news is that there is no system to step out of it. The only system that has remained is in our head. The belief, and that's why we run around with a mask, and they run around with a mask on, because they think there's somebody out there who has authority. And I think that is a great work. What Marco is doing is helping to make aware that inside you're already free, even outside. Yeah, you just have to stop behaving as a slave, and that's why the main work in this is what Marco is doing, reminding that you are already free. Yeah, because it's useless to do these papers if you're not aware that it's all an inner process. Yeah. And the papers are absolute vital, even for who have been on the spiritual path or whatever, the search of understanding who you are for years and years. But there's this invisible net what has been created in your unconsciousness, which is also mirroring everywhere outside. So, and that's why so many of us, we do a retreat in the weekend, and we all flying high, and we remember this space beside thoughts, this absolute stillness. And then Monday morning, zack, we're back in the story, because we missed this point here. And I get goose pimples now, because wow, I've been waiting my whole life, and I'm 63 now, I've been waiting my whole life for this. And I just want to say thank you, Marco, so much for kickstarting this.
No, thank you for giving us the privilege to be of support. It's really a privilege to be here with you guys.
It's wonderful. And it's like you say, Amrit, I've been also waiting my whole life.
Yes.
Now I understand why I'm
all
here.
Of us. Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
Yes. We Bidi Bone.
This is my daughter.
Hello, Bidi Bone.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us, Bidi Bone?
Wait a second. Yes, can you hear us, Bibi? She has her internet is very, very slow. That's something. I think a lot of us have problems with the internet these days.
Yes. But it doesn't really matter if once in a while our words gets broken. The silence will always arrive, It will always. And that's the real message at the end. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Did I understand that your daughter is living in Holland right now?
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Where?
She's living in Den Haag.
You said, just close to my sister. She's
Okay.
Yes. And I just tell you a small little story. Yesterday, I wrote to my sister. I said, hey, did you have a bomb alarm in the parliament? Because since 3 weeks, she started working in the parliament. She said, no, Amrit, there's no... And then 20 minutes later, she just wrote me back, Amrit, how did you know it? We just got the bomb alarm now.
Wow.
Yeah. I said, let's talk, I said.
Okay. So she's not aware what's going on?
I have been feeding her little by little, but after this happening, she said, do you have an hour for me on Saturday? I want to know. So existence gave me this little information that I came 20 minutes before the radio.
Wow.
Hello, Bibi. These names. Hey, Bibi, you hear us? Can you hear us? No sound?
She's
I don't think she even sees us at this moment, I guess.
She stopped.
Oh, there we go.
Now here she go.
Hello. Can you hear us now? Bibi.
You have to unmute
your microphone.
Yourself.
I can hear you now, but it's my internet is really bad.
Okay, so, we hear you.
Yeah, good.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi.
So, Bibi, would you like to tell them about the market? What you're doing at the market? I think that's a great story.
Can we wait a little bit? Because I really just want to see if my internet is gonna function properly.
Okay.
I don't want to talk for 5 minutes and then realize that you don't hear me or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, so for the people that are new here, I'm curious, do you know anything about OPPT at all? Nothing? Okay. Marcos, can I say just 2 things and then...
you are the host here. You just... You're the music director.
Solrun is the host here. I'm just the one with the big mouse.
Okay.
So I started up the German group, and together with a woman called Agea, we started up the Danish group. And I've had many people coming here to our place for OPPT, and I sort of boiled it down to three things.
OPPT.
To three things, that's or three steps. The first steps is which you can find in the international Dropbox. It's called README 00 README. You go in there, and it's absolutely important before you get any further that you get so clear what is written in there, because through this you will get to understand the lie we have been living in all this time. The first step is this: to realize the Matrix, or the Truman Show, or whatever. It's much wilder than both of those two. As you start to uncover, it's real, this stuff. So to become really aware that we have no governments, that we're all companies, and no police forces. It's all companies. There are no fines. There are only contracts. So that's the first step. And you can find the basics in the websites, and then you can use the international OPPT chat. You can use the Icelandic, I would say, first that one, so you help each other to kickstart it. And once you got that first step, then you go on and realize that there's this OPPT, which was created, which is called the One People's Public Trust. And this One People Public Trust just closed all these companies, which are all the governments in the world, or almost all. I never figured out if it was 194, 195, but I don't really think that matters. The important is they all got closed. And it's explained all in there, so I don't go into the details. And all the banks were closed, except one, which is called the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, which were handed over, in my words, this is said like that, to we the people. And so since the 23rd of January 2013, there's no one out there anymore. It's all hot air. And so when we go around and we see all these monsters out there, they're in our head. So the main thing is to understand the only reason they're out there because I still believe they are out there. Okay? So it's true we are taking it all down out there. But we are taking it all down because we realize that we are the creators. Yeah, Marco, you correct me if I'm wrong, right? Okay, so that's the whole story here. We are working on ourselves to realize that it's all just fantasy now. Okay, and is there a better way than going through these, I would almost call them mantras, which reminds you that you are eternal essence. You are I am, you are we is, we are that, yeah? And more you get in contact with that, it just falls away. Your fear goes away. Your worries goes away. A deep laughter, just you can't contain it anymore, and you will go around and wonder with goosebumps. I guarantee you. Okay, me and my girlfriend, the last 3 months, we have spent so much time just sitting on the bench and just exploring what happens on a cellular level as you let go of all your old beliefs, and we are in for so much beauty. But so much beauty. So I'm again here with goosebumps, just thinking that this group, which is born in Iceland or Iceland. Yeah, I'm so honored to be here to see this moment. So that was just my little introduction. I'm not so good with the details. I just love to get you on fire. Thank you.
Thank you, Amrit.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you so much for being here. And this will be recorded. I hope that's okay with you. And so many people can listen to you, even though they're not present. It's a little difficult time in Iceland, the late Fridays or the Friday afternoons. But so, but
no,
anyway.
don't worry, Gudrun. Rune. Don't worry about it. This is beautiful. It's more than enough, you know.
Sure.
It will happen.
Yes, I know. There's a lot of people who really the energy, like you say, the fire. I could feel it in people now. And when you talk about this, it's like, what? There is a possibility.
Yes, yes.
People have felt a little stuck and depressed and hopeless and so on. And so this is giving a lot of hope to realize this, that we are free, that we've been, the vision has been blurred. So, but do you have any questions, for example, Naya Louise or Guðríður or BB, that you would like to use the opportunity to ask these wonderful men here
I have
about?
A few questions. Thank you so much, Amrit. It's it says my internet connection is not stable. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you so much. I resonate all the way to my toes with what you just shared. And as a practical nuts and bolts kind of person, I'm curious because I thought I heard a whisper around the universal path. Is that something part of this? Or what that might mean in terms of carrying the sovereign peace across borders through time and space as a material human form, because I'm about to travel again and I really I carry the frequency that you share. I hold it. I call it Jedi cloaking. I'm playing with words and energies these days where I just know in my heart that my physical body is mine in service to source and that I have work to do in the world. But I want to know if there are this paperwork, is this something that we can carry across the borders, can share, can show? I'm curious about the physical.
Well, it's yes, that's the bottom line. Yes, and it's important to understand that that you do the whole journey through these documents, because it's a growing experience. So to get to the universal path, don't jump there. You can if you want. I mean, there's no rules in this We As I Am. I'm talking about the experience and also the suggestions of Barbara and all the friends in this journey. It's that really take your time to sit down and integrate each document, and you will get to the universal path. And we have a lot of good experiences with the universal paths, and we have also challenges, because we are challenging people who are sorry to give up their play. So let's do it with intelligence, you know, and first of all, in love and respect, harmony and transparency, as it's saying so perfectly on top of each document, you know. That is the message, and that is the universal path, more than the paper. So I'm saying that, and I'm saying that again and again in whatever meeting. It's about you. You are the magic. You are the universal value. Okay. So that said, when you get to this document, then we have seen also it's a good idea. For example, when you start traveling, you look at where did I need to go? Send the information before to the ones who might stop you. Send them a letter, and if you can, an email, a registered letter, an email. Yeah, there are. I can give you a link. I found one international one, which is a registered email, and you send it. So once you arrive there, they already have been scratching their head. What is this? I am, we, is, an eternal essence. You know. So use it that way. Marco, am I right?
Absolutely, Amrit. You're doing such a wonderful job to express something that is not really simple to express because there is so much into it. Okay, so what can I add to that? We have to understand right now we are at the end of a cycle. The humanity is coming to an end of a cycle. In the last 10,000 years, we have been in a duality, polarization, high polarized duality. And this polarity right now is called matrix, inverted matrix. It's collapsed right now. It's already collapsed by several months. The only thing that is keeping the matrix alive is our consent. Okay, because we basically are having difficulties, and it's understandable because we are facing 10,000 years of programming. We are having difficulties on letting go at the past, meaning letting go of our mask, who we are in terms of society. We have to understand that the society as it is right now is an artificial intelligence that has created a fictitious image. Basically, this society see us as a number, as merchandise. So when our parents, without knowing, sign a birth certificate, basically they sign us, they deliver us into the end of the system, particularly the Vatican, and we have been assigned a number, and then we are considered lost in the sea. This is related to a story that Bonifacio, which is a pope that was alive in the 1700s, introduced to us. He basically, in his psychopathic mind, he says that because I'm the only one that I come from Noah, you know the story of Noah, I am the only one alive in the planet. Everybody else are lost in the sea. And everything, since I'm the only one, and I'm the only one who represents God, I am God, and everything that is in the planet is mine. Okay, so based on these parameters, he started to build a sequence of laws, established what is how to administrate people, which are basically became a fictitious jurisdiction, I guess, in English. So from that moment on, we are basically merchandise. Okay, so the OPPT are legally expressing the idea that we are not merchandise, but we are alive. Okay, now for us, we have deep programming inside our system about being merchandise. We feel unworthy. We feel that we have to sacrifice and work hard to get what we need to survive. You know, the matrix introduced to the system the idea of scarcity, the idea of diseases, of separation, of competition, of survival. Introduced to us the idea of separation in terms also of fear, you know. So these are all part of this matrix that we give the consent to. Okay, so now we are here at the end of this story, because about 1 year ago, at the collective level, at the anemic, soulful level, the humanity collective says, that was an amazing experience. We are done. Okay. And so we unplug the matrix. And from that moment, everything starts to collapse. So now we are in a very intense and very particular moment of the human journey, where we have to deprogram ourselves and bring ourselves back to our original system, our original operating system. Basically, in the last 10,000 years, we haven't really experienced fully what it means to be humans, because 98% of our system is turned off. Okay, so the soul that right now presence in the planet, the soul basically wants only two things. It wants to evolve, and it wants to be of service for humanity, okay, and for life in general. So the soul is constantly looking for evolution, and in order to evolve, he has an infinite amount of possibility, an infinite amount of dreams, an infinite amount of hologram or operating system to choose from. And these souls that are present in the planet, they fall in love with this little tiny blue-green planet called Earth, which is pulsating in a very magical, amazing way. And so we fall in love. We also are master. We already are master of master. And so we were looking through the many possibilities and looking for something really, really challenging. It's like a genius that go to the university and say, I need to find a curriculum that is really hard. Otherwise, it's too easy for me. All right. And so we found this operating system, this hologram, this dream called Earth. And we look at the curriculum, we saw the intensity of this curriculum and the tremendous opportunity to help life that this planet has for us. And so we got excited and we say yes to it. And immediately we project ourselves into this costume, into this operating system, which is being made by engineers that basically pick the best of the best of the best of life and put it together into this costume. So once our lights are on again, we are going to be the expression, a very, very high cutting edge operating system, where it's amazing what we can do. Okay, just consider that we have our DNA, which is right now almost completely off, and now it's about to be turned on. And just the DNA, which has usually 12 streams, somebody has a little bit more, some has less, but more or less we all have 12 streams. Every stream of the DNA is an antenna that communicates with a specific extraterrestrial species. So once the DNA is fully on and the 12 streams are fully active, we have a tremendous amount of information where we give and receive from 12 species in the whole universe. So imagine that what kind of possibility and what kind of wisdom we have access to once that is on. And plus, of course, we have the pineal gland, which is another instrument that connect us to an amazing amount of information. We have our body, which is basically once we connect with the intelligence of our body, we are speaking directly with Mother Earth and with the wisdom of Mother Earth. And when we connect with our heart, of course, that's our soul, which is who we are, which has an amazing information at the level of, at the cosmic level. And then we have the mind, and the mind is basically the music director, the one that put together everything and decide how to navigate through the experience. So we are really, really amazing beings here. And I can guarantee you that in the entire life, including Source, is watching us with an amazing level of anticipation, because what is about to happen is never happened before, and nobody really knows. Even the prime creator knows what is it that is going to happen, but we all know that this is going to have an impact not only in our planet, not only in our solar system, but in the entire multi-universe, including Source itself. So why I did this whole introduction, because once we understand how we function and what happened to us in the last 10,000 years, then we can start to see why these documents can be really important. Okay. So what happened 10,000 years? Okay, 15,000 years ago, we began a new cycle. Every matrix, every dream, every hologram, every goes on cycle. All right. So 15,000 years at the end of Atlantis, we started a new journey as humans. And as usual, every time you start a new cycle, the system get upgraded. Like you upgrade your computer, the system get upgraded. All right. So we started brand new, and for 5,000 years, we were with all our buttons on. We were amazing beings with infinite ability, because we have the power of imagination, which is the same power of Source itself. Not all the species, and maybe very few species out there, have the power of imagination. Okay. So what happened is that after 5,000 years, so 10,000 years ago, someone propose us something. They make a proposal to us, and they say, how about we make this game even more difficult? How about we make this game really difficult? And we were, at that time, we were like, imagine a 2-year-old child, which is a genius, but is very innocent, is very pure. And so out of that innocence, we got excited about this idea, and we say, yes, of course, let's do it. And so this extraterrestrial, which are part of the reptilian species. The reptilian species are amazing, beautiful soul brothers. They're really sweet and intelligent. However, there is this very small percentage of these reptilian species who embraced a Luciferian program. So they offer to different solar system and different entities and different situations a very intense, fragmented separation experience. Okay. And so that's what they did with us. They put us inside a bubble, inside an inverted matrix, where everything is inverted, upside down. And they started to introduce into the system the idea of aging, the idea of fear, the idea of suffering, the idea of diseases, the idea of scarcity. And they worked really hard in order to give us this really intense experience, okay? At that time, we were so powerful that no matter what they did, they could not really have the result they wanted. And so at a certain point, they put in our left brain a little artificial intelligence, which we call ego. And this is just basically a little device. It's just a storyteller. It just tells us stories, fantastic stories. It picks from the subconscious whatever is happening, and he expand these stories and make it very fascinating and very fear-based. And that's there is the game. The game of the ego is constantly to take us away from the here and now, where the soul resides, and tell a story about how bad is the past and how bad it could be the future. And so from that moment, we started to basically experience a full contractive journey, an amazing full contractive journey, which lead us to today, where, as you can see, we live in a planet that has reached a level of polarization really extreme. There is an extreme sense of separation right now. I mean, it doesn't get darker than this, you know. It's really, really at the extreme. However, the key right now is not to step out from the polarity and not to see ourselves as victims, because we gave our consent. And this experience, as much painful as it is, it's been an amazing experience for us. And now we are really, really master of separation. So we have so much to give once we graduate from this curriculum. So if we can remove this deep program of victim and step into a level of neutrality, then we can pass through this very intense next time-space period in the most supportive way for everyone. Okay, so what does it mean, neutrality? Neutrality doesn't mean to be indifferent. It doesn't mean to be passive. It means to remove the emotional charge. It means not to allow ourselves to be driven by the emotions, but to stay centered with our soul and step out from judgment. So to see the good, the bad, and the ugly without judgment, and see the perfection in everything, and see that everything is love at this level. Okay, because there is nothing else but love. There is only love. All right, we are just being created in a very extreme level of illusionary lack of love, just to have an experience. But it's just an illusion. It's just a dream, and this dream right now is coming to an end. Okay, so this is what I am sharing in my events right now together with Barbara. Barbara talks more about the legal aspect of the documents. I am starting to introduce the idea of neutrality because most of the soul are still in the battlefield. They're still fighting, and they don't understand that for as long as you fight, you keep the fight going. Okay, it's the only, so the only way to stop, to pass through this polarity game, this good and bad, light and dark game, is to become neutral and stop fighting. All right, and again, stop fighting doesn't mean to be passive. Quite the opposite. Is meant to be active, like you never can be when you are taken by your emotions. It's like if right now my house goes on fire and my emotion drives me, then I'm going to try to get out in a very chaotic way, and I'm in panic, and I might not make it. But if I am centered, and I am centered, and I don't allow the emotion to take over, that not only I can see the situation, okay, there is fire, okay, I can do this, I can do that, and I also may have a chance to really help a lot of people because I'm not in the panic mode. Okay, So this is basically a short introduction to what is going on right now and what we are facing right now, what is happening right now. And if you have any question, you can stop me anytime, okay? Because it might happen that you have questions, of course. So,
I can no.
Yes.
Sorry. I just want to add something to what you were saying there. Well, first of all, you're incredible, Marco. You are so good at explaining this. So thank you for that. And you are really saying we are not here to save anybody. We are more here to prepare ourselves for this incredible event that we are in the middle of, you know, because we're gonna realize how big we are, yeah, and all this you've been telling, it's just helping us to prepare to the magnitude of this event. So wow, thank you very much. I just had to say that.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Your light and the presence of all of you is helping me a great deal to in my effort to share whatever needs to be shared. I just want to say what is happening right now, what's going on. Because if we understand what's happening right now, we can also embrace a high degree of compassion. Not compassion in a way to save other, but compassion in terms of understanding and allowing what is happening in the most gracious way. So humanity has been inside a dark theater for 10,000 years, watching a movie. And we all end up believing that we are the movie. Okay. And that was an amazing experience. That this level of fragmentation, it gave us tremendous amount of wisdom. Look at the wisdom that we have, despite the fact that we are in such a separative environment with so much fear. Still, we can feel love for each other. Still, we can feel kindness. We can still feel joy. That this is a proof of tremendous mastery that we hold in our soul. Okay. So back to the theater. What is happening right now? The light of the theater is turning on very slowly. Actually, right now, rapidly. So the light is getting harder and harder now to follow the movie, because the screen is becoming more and more pale, and we are starting to realize that we actually are in the theater. Okay. And this is causing a lot of fear, mostly to those that have been lost completely in the world of forms and believe that they are just physical matter that eventually will die and there is nothing else. There is a huge amount, a huge percentage of soul that have reached a degree of forgetfulness to the point that they think that they are just physical. Not even soul, physical and nothing else. And so you work, you survive, and then eventually you die, and that's it. So when you have that kind of relationship with life, of course, life is very scary, very contractive. Okay. And now this fear is going to grow exponentially once they start to see that what they believe it was true, it was just a movie. So there's going to be a great deal, and it's happening right now, a great deal of fear. In fact, if you notice right now, a lot of humans on the planet are trying to live in denial as much as possible. No matter how obvious is becoming the work of the darkness, they still deny because it's too terrifying for them to even consider that that could be true. It's like someone is being inside a jail for 50 years and you tell them, hey, now the door is open, you can get out. He just freak out. He just will do anything possible not to even look at that door, not to even acknowledge that there is a door. Okay. So that's where we are. So right now, what is going to happen is that we will soon hear, ladies and gentlemen, the show is over, and now you can go out towards the exit. Okay. And then for those that will have the level of consciousness to reach the exit, they will basically open up the door, and what they will find nothing. They will find a white canvas, a completely white, infinite canvas, and they will find some colors, and they will be just you, a canvas, and colors, and you will be 100% responsible. Nobody is going to tell you anymore how to paint, where to paint, when to paint, what to paint. It's all about us now. It's 100% responsibility, the ability to respond 100%. And we will notice that as we grow in appreciation for life, because appreciation is the key, the colors will become more and more vibrant. The range of color will extend to even color we've never seen before. And so now we are in the reality where we completely design whatever is it that we want to experience. It was like that also before. But before, we create an illusionary situation of separation in order to have specific experiences. And now we are going back to full responsibility, which is basically the idea of being sovereign. Sovereign means that you are not anymore a victim. You don't need a savior anymore. And everything is coming from within yourself, because within yourself, there is the universe. Source is within yourself. Okay. So now is a moment, is a very, very fragile moment, and many, many souls will check out because their role is completed. Because the movie is made of leaders. If you watch a movie, usually there is the good guy and the bad guys, and then there is a background of extras. All right. So in the movie we experience right now, we had souls that have agreed to play the role of antagonist, the bad guy. There are souls that agreed to play the role of the good guys, and there are souls that have agreed to play the role of extras. And now what is happening is most of the extras are they have completed their work and they are going to check out. And what we need to understand is that when a soul is ready to leave an operating system and go to another, remember, the soul wants only two things. It wants to evolve and it wants to help. So when the soul decides to say, okay, my purpose here is completed, I'm ready to leave, then the question is, how can I leave? In what way I'm going to leave this operating system in order to be positively impactful to who remains in the system? Okay. So millions and millions might be living through, for example, through the idea of vaccination. Because by doing so, they show us that that's not the way to be operative in this system. So they are teaching us. See, this is how you see from the soul level. If you see from the good and bad level, you start to judge, and you start to, follow use your emotions, and you start to get into good, bad, or is that, and then you are lost into your ego that tells you all these stories. But the moment you just step out from and you connect with your soul, you start to see with no judgment. You start to see that everything is, you see the perfection in everything. And so at the end of the show, the good and the bad and the ugly all are hugging each other. Everybody are clapping. Wow, what a show you made. That was fantastic. Let's do another one, So that's how the soul see things. So there is no drama. There is not fear. Okay. fear. It's an amazing experience, but we are getting to the end of it.
And nobody dies.
Nobody dies. There's no such
Nobody
thing.
dies.
Okay. All right. So this is just a short introduction of what is the scenario, and so now we can open to question to further communication, whatever it is that we want to share. And if you want, we can talk about a little bit of documents. I am not really the super expert about all the documents, but of course I know enough. But for more legal questions, then we might have to get involved Barbara, because she's the one that really knows the document from the legal standpoint.
Perfect, fantastic. And I can say, as my part, you know, I always say I'm the guy that represents, if I can do it, everybody can do it. You know, I'm a primitive guy. I spend most of my life on the road or on the building site or with fishermen or doing all kinds of things except studying. Yeah. In fact, in school, I often told I spent so much time outside the door, and I was always wondering why they called what I was doing a punishment when all the others were inside. And I actually just went into the forest. And so if I can do it, anybody can do it, right? And in the beginning, when I saw all these documents also, it was like a total jungle for me, until there was a click. And the total understanding is that I don't have to explain anybody that I'm free. I just have to remember it. Yeah. And the documents, it's not to tell somebody that I'm free. It's to share with a friend that also you are free, you know. So when I'm sending it, and I have been sending loads, because between me and my beloved that's sitting there in the corner, communicating with others, we have sent about 18 emails, of which some of them were almost 200 addresses, you know, like the ones for Ricardo. The third one went to 170 something judges or tribunals, you know. So we have been sending it everywhere. And the only reactions that I really have had, it was not from the ones I sent the email to, but I have had, for example, we have had 2 police masters coming to our house in private to ask what is all this about. The last one, I tell you, he was shaking. He needed our help. Both of them have called me after again for more information. Yeah. And another thing which confirmed what Marco was saying about Bonifacio, when he declared in 1302 that we all drowned, was a day on a Sunday after the church in this little village. Suddenly there were 4 priests. It never happens before. There were 4 priests, and one was a military priest with the degrees, and they were all crowded in this little bar with other delegations of the church. And I just imagined they were there for me, you know. So I went over and I asked them, "Can I ask you a question?" And they were there in their white dresses, and they were looking at me like, "Yes, my son, what do you want?" And I asked them, "Is it true that we are all drowned?" And the older one, he just started looking at the others, and his mask, he was pulling up his mask almost to hide totally behind it. Yeah. And the others were saying, he was asking if we are drowned. And he looked at me and he said, "Yes, you know," and they were getting smaller and smaller, these guys, you know. And I said, "But you know what?" And I said it with as much as possible I could from a space of heart, you know. And I was looking at them all and I was saying, "I'm alive in flesh and bone and blood. And you know what? We are many. We are so many. and we know everything, you know. And a little later, one from the delegation, she called me over, and she was saying, after she was telling some other stories, she was getting to the point. Now we lay down the weapons and nobody will be punished. That's what she said. You know, yes, it was very touching. It touched me now, you know. There's no bad guy out there. We have played our part, they play our part. So it's up to us. If we have the greatness to do what Marco was saying, to understand it's a play and honor each part of us out there. Yeah. There are no arms. We don't even need to lay them down. There's only light. There's a screen, the white screen waiting for us to play. And in order to play, let's not rush there so that we make a mess again. Let's really take this time to understand. So that's why these documents, don't rush through, don't send them because you want to solve your situation. It's the final. Let's finish this grand finale, like Heather was saying, the last ballet. Let's do it as masters, all together.
Thank you so much. This was so beautiful from both of you, and I'm just speechless. and I'm so glad that I'm recording this and that everybody can listen to it, because this is the foundation. This needs to be settled within us. And I don't know if you girls have any questions, something you would like to ask about.
I just want to say, because I came late and I have been very trying to just live my life. I travel a couple of times a month abroad, but I do the rules, test and everything, but I have been a little bit like in dilemma how to navigate. I've been very truthful, knowing that I just need to live my life as much as I can, but still it's like two parallel universe, one on Facebook and one in my personal life. So yeah, I just want to thank you, because just listening for these minutes I've been here have helped me tremendously. So, and I'm Erla from Iceland. And I'm traveling now, so I'm abroad. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful that you came here. And you know, I have a little trick that always works in whatever situations. And I've been in quite some wild situations, I can tell you. It's just to ask yourself one question. Beside thoughts, what remain? Beside thoughts, beside judgments, besides labels, what remain? And your attention immediately goes to what most people, if not everybody, always tells me, nothing. Okay, so if there's nothing, let's just take a look at it. And how big is this nothing? Ooh, it's very big. And just tell me, how big is it? So we keep just remembering this what is beside thoughts. And that's always there. It's freedom. It's total freedom. It has no barriers. It is home. It is joy. It is peace, right? Anytime when you are in a difficult moment, just ask yourself, besides thoughts, what remain? And you're right back in that. And a few practical things. Use this chat to make questions. So we help each other to clean up in all these doubts. Okay? I cannot answer you guys there when you write in Icelandic, but write in Icelandic there so other friends in Iceland get. Then you can jump over to the international ones. You can ask in English if you can't answer each other in there. But you'll be surprised. Who has the question also has the answer. So you guys will very soon be able to answer. Yeah. But do you have any questions now before we close down? Because, I have another Zoom with Germany in 20 minutes. So
yeah, I was going to come with you also to the German chat.
That would be great. Yes.
Just need a link to the meeting.
Yeah, it's in the German group. It's in there. Lisa from Switzerland posted it.
Can you possibly post it in the chat here? Because I have a friend in Germany that I would actually like to share this with.
Yeah, okay.
If possible.
Yes, sure. Okay, so maybe we just check out for now. It seems like you have no questions, and anytime when you want, you can invite me to come and say hello. And but I hope you get this going in your language, so you can pass the good news to as many Icelandic people as possible. Yeah. And Bibi, who is in Holland, in case there are some people you meet there, I speak perfectly Dutch, so I can also be to help to kickstart Holland. Yeah.
Nice. Very good to know. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm gonna salute you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Marco.
so much.
Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you.
We is. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye.
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao.
So I think maybe we say just goodbye for now. And
yes, sorry, we can do this anytime, you know.
Marco,
that would be wonderful.
I just want to thank you so much, Marco. That was such a journey that you took us on, and I resonate everywhere. The whole message from beginning to end just really, really nourished and also resounded, because everything you shared I've already known. So it's just to hear it in one place, in one way, and with the translation into the 3D, like bringing it all the way around. I'm really excited. Perhaps with the next call we can have Barbara with us to go deeper into that level and layer as well.
Yes, absolutely. With Barbara, we will need to arrange a translator because she doesn't speak English, but we can certainly do so, and absolutely. And she will talk to you from the document legal point, and much more can be shared. It was the tip of the iceberg, and of course. And by the way, there is nothing that we can teach to each other. We can only help to remember, because everything, we are all master here. We all have inside us ourselves, you know. So the idea of student and master is always 360 degree, right? So I'm learning from you, you're learning. No, I'm learning. I'm remembering from you, you're remembering from me, and that's the game that we need to do right now.
Yes,
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I just posted the video that you did with the interview with Barbara. Andres
Boiling, yes. I think he's Danish. He already interviewed me, and in that video, Barbara explained a lot, giving a lot of idea from the document point of view. So that's a good video to watch for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to hear more from you as well. So it would be good to have some links to videos, interviews, and so on. This sounds really.
Absolutely, yes. And I put on the chat the website. Again, it is a website in Italian, but you can probably do a Google translation. And I would say that now that we have share whatever we needed to share at this time, we can just process all of these, and then maybe we can schedule another Zoom, and then I'm sure that the questions and more sharing is going to come along.
Yes, absolutely.
So
thank
maybe
you so much.
you tell me, Solrun, when is a good time, or when is going to be the next day, and if I can, I'll join you all.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And
Wonderful.
please share the recording, Solrun. I really want to share the recording of this with some people.
Absolutely. I put it in the Telegram group. I will put you in the groups. Okay. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. And thank you, Marco. It was profound. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
Ciao.